Well, it's Tuesday. Stacko Tuesday. Also Taco Tuesday. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Stack Sats Show. Is this Sats or Stats? Stack Sats Show. Your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. How's everybody doing today? Say hello in the chat. Hopefully everything is good. It's Tuesday. A couple days to 4th of July. Holiday. I'm considering taking the rest of the week off. I really want to. So I'm going to take the rest of the week off. This will be the last show for the week. But we'll be back here on Monday the 8th. Monday the 8th we'll be back on. Tomorrow we're taking Wednesday off. We're taking Thursday off. We're taking Friday off. Yeah, we're gonna go party. I have family coming over, and I'd rather just hang out with the fam, and not have to interrupt the middle of the day with the podcast. What up, Satwise in the house? Carlos Adamio in the house. What up? Round of applause from a live studio audience for you guys. Yeah, we're taking the rest of the week off. I know, terrible, right? But we gotta live life, right? We gotta get our stuff together. My jiu-jitsu class tomorrow is the last class of the week as well. They're taking Thursday and Friday. They're closing the gym, and family's coming over on Friday and Saturday. So I need some time to organize the house, and then once they're here, it'd be fun to go out and do stuff with the family. So that's what we're doing. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're taking it off again. We'll be back here on July 8th, Monday. We'll be back, but we're going to continue to stack regardless of the time. We're going to stack Monday, Tuesday. We're going to stack Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll be doing the $20 stack for the show, and then we'll just do an update on the stack on Monday. Okay. But if you're stacking with us, you should stack as well. All right, let's get started with the show by jumping into the first segment of the show that we like to call the Sat Strength. All right. Oh, there it is. Today, the price of Bitcoin is, wow, $61,969.92. You can buy 1,613 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once right now for $61,968. You can start buying it in little chunks. Those little chunks are called Satoshis. Okay? Let's say you're walking down the street this week and mind your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day, that penny could buy you 16 Satoshis, 16 fractions of a Bitcoin. And those Satoshis, those fractions of a Bitcoin, will continue to increase in purchasing power over time relative to the weakening dollar. As you can see from our ongoing index here, right? When I started tracking my burrito costs at $13.70 back in October 3rd, 2023, it was costing me $13.70. It was costing me 49,603 Satoshis. At the current price of Bitcoin today, that same burrito is only costing me 22,131 Satoshis, even though the price in dollars has remained the same. A penny still buys a lot. Exactly, Satwise. It does. It actually does. It does buy a lot of Satoshis. Eventually, one day, as Bitcoin continues to gain more and more purchasing power against the dollar, because the dollar is always inflating, we'll be able to buy the same stuff that we like to buy, the milk, the bread, the tacos, the burritos, for less and less Satoshis. Look, I only started tracking my taco expense at $2.89 back on January 23rd, 2024. It was costing me 7,225 Satoshis for a single taco. Now it's only going to cost me 4,668 Satoshis Since the beginning of the year, the prices of tacos have dropped 35% when you're on the Bitcoin standard. Okay, so that's how it works. Pretty wild, huh? It's pretty wild. So that'll take us into the next segment of the show that we like to call Why We Stack. The short version first. We save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving yourself a continuously increasing retroactive raise for the hours you already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. Period. Full stop. If instead of saving that value you worked so hard for, if instead of saving it in Bitcoin, you save it in dollars, you save it in a savings account denominated in dollar bills and paper money, as the inflation hits and it debases the money in your bank account, it will be like going back in time and giving yourself a perpetually decreasing raise for the hours you've already worked in the past for as long as you hold those dollars. So it brings me to the question: what are you gonna do with your savings? Are you gonna keep them in the paper money that steals from you and debases you and reduces your purchasing power, or are you gonna put that value in Bitcoin so that your purchasing power increases over time against all paper currencies? As you can see from our chart here, right? What are you gonna do? Save in dollars, or save in Bitcoin, or save in any other asset actually that has all these different things attached to it. And when you save in real estate, yeah, you might you're building your land, your real estate might be going up in value, but there's always new assessments against that building. There's insurance you need to pay. There's interest you need to pay. There's taxes you need to pay. And all those things, there's repairs you need to do. All those things eat away at your quote unquote gains, so that in the end, you're making less than inflation once you start to actually factor in and account for all of the expenses that it takes to own that real estate, right? So out of all the things you can own, the best thing you can own is Bitcoin because it has no leakage. It doesn't cost you anything else. It doesn't cost you anything to hold it once you have it in your wallet. Once you have it in your wallet, it's not going to cost you a certain amount of money per year in form of taxes just to hold it. It's not going to cost you a certain amount of money per month to insure it. It's not going to cost you anything just to have it, right? Once it's in your wallet on your seed phrase, once it's in your wallet that you have the seed phrase for, there's nothing else you need to spend money on. There's no maintenance fees. There's no percentage charge for managing it for you, for rebalancing your portfolio. No. It's value you set aside, and it's leak proof. It can be there for 10 days. It could be there for a week. It could be there for a month. It could be there for 100 years. It won't cost you anything extra just to hold it. Satwise Janks says, I need some cash. So as Bitcoin helped pay off my house last year, I'm borrowing against my house equity to get through the end of the year. At 6% interest versus 100% gains, will pay it off quick. Oh yeah, dude, imagine. Hope that works out for you. I would do that too. That's crazy. Yeah. If it goes up that much, then yeah, you could cover your loan easily, and you get the added benefit of holding the Bitcoin. We've talked about that to some degree here on the show, where like for example, if you have a credit card that's like, we'll say 6% interest rate, right, and you're holding a balance on it, yeah, I'm 100% and I have no choice, yeah, and you're holding a balance on it, and you have enough money to make a double payment on your credit card debt. Instead of making the double payment on your credit card debt, it's better if you just make your minimum payment and take that extra money that you will be using as a double payment and stack sats with that instead, because the way that the satoshis are gaining purchasing power, it's actually going to help you get your debt paid off faster, because the satoshis will accumulate more purchasing power sooner than if you just were to do double payments on your credit card. And then actually, if you wanted to sell some Bitcoin at that point to pay off your debt and be completely out of it, you could do that. And it'd probably be a quicker way to pay off that debt than to be making double payments on the principal. Anyway, that's just a guy. I'm just a guy on the internet throwing ideas out there. It's up to you to do the math and see if it actually works out for you the way it should. But yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. What else do you guys have going on this week? I'll repeat this real quick because some people just jumped on. I am going to take the rest of the week off. I have family coming over. We have the holiday coming up, and I'm going to take some time off of work, hang out with the fam, and do some fun stuff. And yeah, I want to be completely free for the next couple of days. So 3 days, I'll be off the rest. I'll be off the rest of the week. We'll be back here on Monday the 8th. But yeah, let's do some more of the show. I've been watching a lot of stuff lately on Bitcoin. And I think you guys should follow this dude. I know I mentioned him before, but let me see where he's at. Give me a second. Get his link. I mentioned him in our community post. He's doing pretty good. He's doing good videos. Let's see. Where is he? Here he is. Let's see. Let's find his channel. There he is. Rajat Soni. His videos have been hitting pretty good today. The past couple weeks, past couple months, he's been doing good videos, like good, easy to understand videos on specific topics. What up, Garrett? Good to see you in here. Good round of applause from live studio audience for Garrett. Here's Rajit's link. You guys go check him out. Go check him out. Make sure you guys I don't know. I want to say comment that I sent you over there, but anyway, if you like his stuff, let him know. And I've been watching some of his videos lately, and they're pretty good. They're explainers, like the why Bitcoin is better than real estate video is good. Inflation is stealing from your future is pretty good. Hard money versus easy money. All his videos in the past like 11 days are pretty good. I mean, all his videos are good, but those are actual videos that he sat and like did explainers on, and I like the style. So go check him out. Cool dude. All right. Let's jump into the stack recap. All right, let's do the stack recap because we don't only talk about stacking sats here. We stack sats Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, and we're stacking about $20 a day. Yeah, he's a small channel, but he's gonna grow quick. I think I need to do some videos like him where it's just explainer videos instead of having like the whole show. Maybe I can start doing some like 5-minute videos explaining one specific thing about Bitcoin and see how that works out for me. All right, so today the price of Bitcoin is, what is it, 61,000. It's above our average buy price of $59,676, but we're getting close. So today we're gonna do a single stack, which is $20. Yeah, it's $20. So let's get that done, right? Oh yeah, let's do the update on the sold for sats sheet. Might need to change the name for this. So I went to meet this lady that wanted to buy the sewing machine, and I went to the wrong address. By the time we figured out I was at the wrong address, she had to go, and she couldn't wait for me to go and drop off the sewing machine. So no sale. I wasn't able to sell it. So she seems like she wants to pay less for it. So I was like, no, I'm sorry. It's 80 is what we agreed on. If you want to do it for 80, we'll do it for 80. So I'm kind of holding out on that one. See if she comes back and buys it. If not, I'm gonna have to lower the price. And I don't know how much is worth lowering the price for, right? But anyway, so that sale didn't go through, so I was not able to sell that for sats. It's pretty sad. So hopefully over the weekend, if any of my stuff that got listed sells, it'll be fine. Between Lolly and Fold, between Lolly and Fold daily stacks, I got 56 free sats today. Okay, nice. Okay, that's not bad. Lolly and Fold wallet, maybe. Interesting. All right, so that's the status on the selling of items. So all right, we know what we're doing. We know how much stats we're gonna buy today. We're gonna buy $20 worth of stats. There's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some sats. All right. As you guys know, we've been buying lately. We've been buying on Strike. So on Strike app, load this up. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin on Strike for today's installment of the Stack Sats Show. Buying live on Strike, $20 worth of Bitcoin. Getting all queued up. There it is, confirming. It's going. It's going. And boom! Just like that, we've stacked an additional $20 worth of Bitcoin to the to the stack. And after we stack, we throw on some chill music so that we can update a spreadsheet with today's buy. Woo! Let's see. And we'll check how much closer we are to a quarter of a Bitcoin. 28. What, 28, 24? Oh, living in the future, guys. $61,946.90. That's more than yesterday. That's cheaper than yesterday, actually. About $20 worth of Bitcoin. It's 0.000311979. All right. McLovin in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for McLovin. We are stacking like maniacs over here. Stacko Paths in the house on Stacko Tuesday. McLovin, we're not having a show the rest of the week. I'm taking the rest of the week off to hang out with the fam and do some fun stuff. But I'll be back on Monday. Probably by Monday, we'll be one purchase away from 1/4 of a Bitcoin. So on Monday, tune in, guys. We'll buy the final stack to get to 1/4 of a Bitcoin. Today, we are at 0.24747221 Bitcoin. That means that we are, let me get this calculator over here. So 0.25 minus 0.24747221 equals. Is that right? We are 252,779 satoshis away from 1/4 of a Bitcoin. 1/4 of a Bitcoin. When are you going to increase your daily stack to make up for inflation? That's true. That's true. Dang it. But I gotta keep it. I think $20 is a good number still for now, because it's got to be somewhat encouraging to beginners, right? Like, I'm still stacking like a maniac behind the scenes, beyond the show stack, just for myself, right? But we started with 5, and then we moved it to 10, then we jumped to 20. That's a big jump. We've already, like, what, 400% our, is that right? 400% our contribution. But I wasn't gonna go back. We only increased it to $10 because Swan's lowest purchase was $10. We were buying on Coinbase before $5 a day, because $5 was supposed to be what your coffee was, what your Starbucks coffee was, right? And yeah, we got greedy and we're like, you know what, screw it, let's go 20%, let's go $20. So $20 is, I think it's still pretty good. Daily stack is uniquely cool segment. Thanks, Wise. Yeah, we're trying to do this so that people can see that it's not too difficult. I think more than $20 a day I think $20 a day already is kind of getting into the difficulty area, right? Well, if you work a minimum wage job in California at a fast food restaurant, you're getting paid $20 an hour. So that's like 1 hour of work, right? $20. Oh man. Yeah, even Stacko Paths need time to rest and relax. Yep. while they're stacking though. The stacking continues. So I'm still gonna stack the $20 for each of those days on those days at around this time, so that when we come back on Monday the 8th, we'll be maybe like 1 or 2 buys away from a quarter of a Bitcoin, and that way the stacking continues. The stacking continues, just the way it is. Stackopathing all day. It's crazy. Yeah, the 100. I think what I should do is maybe another 100 stacks challenge. But man, that was such a stretch. So until we do another 100 stacks challenge, we are gonna do this thing, the stuff I find and sell, just to encourage people to get rid of their junk. Sell your stuff. Sell your stash. Sold for sats is what I'm calling it for now. I guess it's a good name. Stuff I sold for sats. So I was hoping to get this sewing machine sold last night, but I messed up. I went to the wrong address, and by the time we figured it out, the person had to leave, and they couldn't meet me again to buy it. So, sucks. I feel like it's the one that got away, you know? So it totally sucks. Is Roman stacking hard enough? It is decidedly so. Oh, let's go. Boltar says we're stoked. Yeah, Boltar says we're good. But yeah, it's been crazy. Just how the growth we've seen in the show. And oh yeah, do me a favor, guys, hit that like button if you're watching. And if you're new to the stream and you have any questions, just go ahead and pop it in the chat. I'm an open book. I'm here to try to help beginners get started and try to like steer you along the path to help you not get pulled in the wrong direction of trading Bitcoin, buying poop coins, getting into yield products where you buy some Bitcoin and you store it at a certain place and they guarantee you a certain percentage return in exchange for them custodying your Bitcoin. No. Don't do any of that stuff. Buy Bitcoin, take custody of it in a device that you have the seed phrase for, and wait. And while you're waiting, figure out other things you can do to be productive and create value in society so that you can exchange that value for more Bitcoin. And the more Bitcoin you stack, the harder you save, the harder you stack sats, the easier life will get naturally, because their stack will be worth more and more over time as the paper money debases. It'll take more and more of the same paper money to buy the same amount of satoshis you already have. So then the value of your Bitcoin keeps going up. When are you selling my chain? Oh, when am I selling my chairs? I know, I need to sell this chair. Shoot. I only have enough chairs for as many butts are in the house. Nah, I still have chairs because I have a full dining set. I know I'm slacking. But pretty much anything that's like sitting around taking up space, you know. Are you going to orange pill your fam? I think pretty much they're all orange pilled, Carlos. Some of them are still like in it for the number go up. Right? In it for the number go up. But at this point, at some point, and let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you have somebody that you in your family or a friend that no matter what you tell them about Bitcoin, they're just like not interested? They just don't think it's worth. They don't think it's like the right way. Right? I like how the music changed to this tone. It's sad when somebody that you love doesn't see the potential in Bitcoin. And I think to myself, is it a failure on my part for not being able to articulate it clearly enough? Or have I done what I needed to do by bringing it to their attention, and it's up to them to choose to understand it, to choose to do the research, right? At what point do you give up on your friends and family that don't want to hear the orange truth? At what point, right? You don't want to be a pest. right? Find how BTC connects to what? Let me see. Connects to. I hit the little heart, gets in the way all the time. Oh, find how BTC connects to what they like. That's true. That's true. But I don't know. At some point, I think to myself, well, I've thrown my ideas out there. I have heard the complaints of pricing going up, of the stresses of money, right? And I present the idea of Bitcoin as a solution. If it's something that gets ignored and just overlooked or not interested, then at what point is it worth it for me to maybe move on from that and start working on the next person that might actually appreciate it and benefit from it, right? Is me spending my time trying to convince somebody that Bitcoin is better than what they're currently doing worth it? And I don't think it is, right? Because maybe they're not ready to hear it yet, right? And at the same time, and by me spending too much time trying to convince that person of Bitcoin, it's taking me away from helping other people that actually are interested in it and want to understand it, right? What's up with this music? It sounds so sad. What, this one? Oh my gosh, these are all sad songs. Hold on, let me find some upbeat music, guys. That's so funny. Okay, let's see here. Let's lighten up the mood. Let's lighten up the mood. I know exactly. Oh, let me see if this one works. This one's called Slaps. So slaps. Nope, that's not good. This is so sad. What, this one? All right, there we go. Something with a beat. Jeez. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh. Since it is kind of Friday today because we're taking the rest of the week off, I think it's right. I think it's time for a little.
Yo.
This one's going out.
Yeah.
To Carlos Jaramillo.
My like quakes.
In the house.
Yeah.
And for all the stackers here today, Andrew Williams in the house.
Yeah.
Round of applause from the live studio audience. Yeah.
DCA to BTC.
Woo.
Bro. Yeah.
Get hype. It's Friday. And Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, DCA to BTC, DCA to BTC, monthly, weekly, daily, finna, DCA to BTC, GBP, USD, I DCA to BTC, my TZS, I made it blessed, I DCA to BTC, cause every single year, I keep losing spending power, and I can't make it back even if I work double hours, and they tell me volatility, what's that gotta do with me? Let the bulls and bears fight, DCA to BTC, I saw an opportunity when FTX crashed, oh snap, look at that, yo, BTC is 15 G's, stack, sats, Odell keeps on telling me, stack, sats, Odell keeps on telling me, DCA to BTC, DCA to BTC, monthly, weekly, daily, finna, DCA to BTC, GBP, USD, yeah, DCA to BTC, my TZS, I made it blessed, I DCA to BTC, woo! Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
DCA to BTC.
Yeah. Yeah. DCA to BTC.
Oh, I got a response
Yeah.
from
BTC.
the lady interested in buying the
Stack.
soy machine.
Sats. Stacking. Sats.
Oh, that's what she says.
Sats. Stack. Sats. Stack. Sats.
Hey, I didn't go work
Sats.
today. You're
DCA
lazy.
to BTC.
But we can try tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Get me.
All right, so that means tomorrow I might be able to meet up with this lady and sell her the sewing machine, and then we're back. We're back in action. Be able to sell this for a sold for sats segment of the show. It's good.
When it comes to DCA, yo, my Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA, yo, my Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA, yo, my Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA, man, there's no doubt about it, man, I'm BTC only, got my Blink, got my Zeus, and my wallet of Satoshi, man, on Stemster, they know me, man, on Wave Lake, they know me, on Noster, they know me, man, we BTC.
Are you guys on Noster?
Yeah.
Are you guys using Noster?
A to BTC, monthly, weekly, daily, finna, DC, A to BTC, GBP, USD, DC,
Carlos and
BTC, my TZS, I made it blessed.
yeah, Carlos and McLovin over there dancing on the dance floor. That's awesome. That was good.
DC, DC, A to
BTC. DC 8. BTC.
DC, A to
BTC.
There it is.
DC, A to BTC,
DC 8.
then a DC, A, DC, A, DC, yo, DC, A to BTC.
There it is. Just like that. Some more jams on. Keep it lively. Keep it lively. Yeah, I don't you don't know enough about Noster? I miss I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to use to get started. You have to know someone's like address. Yeah, it's wild. Cool. I just want to open the floor up real quick. Make sure you guys know that if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. And if you are watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment. I'll come back and answer those questions. I want to know from you guys. I'm overwhelmed with social media anyway. Yeah, exactly. No, Andrew, I get it. I'm overwhelmed with social media too. I have an Instagram account and I got a bunch of followers, but I never post. And it's like I don't even know. Sometimes I'm not even on there. I'm not even on there enough. Like Facebook, man, I haven't touched Facebook in a long time. Like I get like random messages from people and I just like I don't even go to see what the message is anymore. Like yeah. It's just like I don't like using it. I don't get on there. So if you've messaged me on Facebook, I'm sorry. Sorry for never replying. Instagram, I'll eventually get on Instagram and like jump into my messages, and I was like, oh man, it's like another job. I got to go through all these messages, and then you get like a bunch of random people just sending you messages about random stuff. Yeah, it's weird. I don't do that much on X, but I do have an X account, mostly because of my fishing days. But even then, yeah, it's a lot of stuff to do. It's a lot of stuff to deal with. I'm not too interested in growing a following on Instagram or X anymore. Or what's the other one? Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, see McLevin says I'm burned out on BTC news. Hey, it's relentless. It's relentless, right? And you're always I stopped watching Simply, dude, for like since they announced that they're fully endorsing Trump. I was like, it's too political now. So I stopped watching Simply, dude. And that morning time that I used to spend watching Simply and getting angry about random stuff or all that stuff, it's like, oh man, like I don't even care about politics. Like it doesn't matter who wins. I'm going to have to stack sats anyway because those guys, no matter if it's Biden or Trump, they're both going to be accessing the money printer for different reasons. But they're still going to be accessing the money printer. It's not like if you vote for one guy or the other, one option is going to stop printing money and one option is going to continue to print money. No, they're both going to continue to print money. So it doesn't even matter. So in the end, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about that stuff. I vote every day here on the show. I vote Monday through Friday. $20 at a time. Right? That's all you can do. And that has more of an effect than actually voting, I think. You know? Even though voting should be important, everything it in the end, you're voting for one head or another of the same serpent. You know, it's like the it's the illusion of choice. You know, you're voting for one puppet or the other. Our day, every day a new attack or fear-based news story. Exactly, McLovin. Exactly. And what does that do to your psyche? You know, what does that do to you? You have to worry about something, or like feel like you gotta be worried about something that's like something outside of your control. Yeah. Like, what can you do that you're not already doing to help the situation? Well, you could take possession of your own wealth in your Bitcoin custody, right? You could take that. You could defund that whole system by not letting them steal your value via inflation, and you're already doing that. You're already doing that. That's the most. That's what you could do, right? So, further agitating the issue, or making you worry or argue with other people over politics and stuff like that. Does that really help your life out? No. So I would rather just not. I'd rather just hang out here, talk about cool stuff like stacking sats all day, hanging out with the family, going on vacation, chilling, selling stuff out of my garage that I don't need, optimizing my health, lose weight, eat a little bit healthier, all that stuff that I care about and that I know is going to be better for me in the long term, and that is going to make my life better, and it's going to make the life of people around me better, right? Who cares about the rest of the stuff? You know? Who cares about the rest of the stuff? Satwise says RFK will end taxation on BTC by treating it as currency and use it as a treasury reserve asset. What not to vote for? It's easy and free. Yeah, but by voting, you're participating in that whole scam. You know, it's a way to trick you into believing that you have an effect on the things, and so that you can say, "Oh, well, I voted for this, so this is what I got." No, it's just a part of the mechanism of control, right? Like, there's that saying. I forget who came up with this originally. Where is it? It says like there's red and there's blue, there's a state, and then it's you, right? It's like, who doesn't matter who wins, you lose. Heads you win, heads I win, tails you lose. That is the election, okay? Because again, doesn't matter who gets voted into office, they're gonna continue to print money, right? It'll just be for different reasons. One of them will say, "Oh, it's for building of something and helping this community or not," and the other one might say, "Oh, it's in tax breaks for corporations because corporations make jobs and you'll get the trickle down of that." Well, in the end, they're both printing money in one way or the other, because physically printing money or issuing debt or issuing credit expands the money supply, and when the money supply expands, the value, the purchasing power of the savers gets attacked and gets diminished. Okay, I don't need any politicians endorsed. I don't need any politician's endorsement to embrace Bitcoin. Exactly. Bitcoin is what it is on its own. And on that same kind of thread, McLeod, I'm not sure if this is the kind of direction you're going with, but this is how I feel about when somebody says, "Oh, such and such said that they mentioned Bitcoin." I'm like, who cares? Who cares if they mentioned Bitcoin? "Oh, well, you don't know what it's going to do for the adoption of it." Well, who cares? Bitcoin's going to get adopted with or without any politicians. With or without anybody's endorsement, Bitcoin's going to get in the mainstream. It's going to happen because it's just better money. And you don't need to get greedy and say, "Well, if this politician talks about Bitcoin, I'm going to support them because I don't care about anything else but that they talk about Bitcoin." Even if it means that I'm supporting somebody that's done some questionable stuff that's even against my own religion, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice my ethics, my personal beliefs, because this politician, whoever it might be, happens to speak about Bitcoin. Right? Like, how is that? Like, because you want adoption to happen maybe a year sooner, 10 years sooner. It doesn't matter, right? You want adoption to happen sooner than it's gonna happen. I don't care if it happens next year, or if it happens in 100 years when I'm not around. I know that the people that are gonna inherit my stack will be able to benefit from that, and I'm not in a rush. I'm not. I'm not. I am not willing to compromise my ethics, compromise my beliefs, right? To get Bitcoin, to make Bitcoin more profitable sooner, to make my stack grow in purchasing power sooner than usual. Because in the end, it doesn't matter. Those politicians are gonna say whatever they need to say to get you to vote for them and to get you to endorse them. And in the end, once they get into power, they're not gonna do squat for Bitcoin, and you're left with your compromised ethics, and none of the benefit you thought you were gonna get. You're in essence letting them rug you for your morals. It's sad. So that's so arrogant from a younger perspective, because I don't have the luxury of a low time. That's stat wise. That's a good point. That is a good point. That's a good point. That somebody that's older than me might not have the arrogance. Might not have the benefit of a lot of years, right? But I'm not gonna live 100 years. I'm not gonna live 100 years. Just because you're not, sorry. Just because you're not doesn't mean doesn't mean it's that way for everybody else. That's true. That's true. But when I include the 100-year timeline, I know I won't be around for 100 years. Yeah. If I don't know. I don't think. How about I think about it this way? Will endorsing any politician in the coming election make Bitcoin adoption come faster than it would anyway? Right? The most helpful thing politicians can do is get out of the way and stop impeding the progress. Yep. But they won't, because they won't happen until we reach mass adoption. And I'd like to see as much mass adoption before I die. That's true, Statwise. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see as much mass adoption before I go as well, but not at the expense of I don't know, just like supporting some politician that's like any politician, right? I think Bitcoin's gonna win either way, and I don't think it'll take 100 years for it to get mass adoption for sure. Especially with the like, if you think of the progress that Bitcoin has made as far as like mass adoption and all kind of stuff in the past year, that's a lot. We got ETFs, right? We got some of the biggest companies in the world that manage the biggest amounts of money in the world, full send into it, right? So I don't think it'll take 100 years for us to hit mass adoption. You know, I think it's isn't Sony buying Bitcoin now too, or something like that? Sony's trying to set up a Bitcoin exchange. It's a pretty big company in Japan. Satwise, so me too. I think it's gonna take longer than we want though, but that's okay. Bitcoin is definitely gaining serious traction, especially this past year. I think Bitcoin's gained some serious traction. If you want to see mass adoption, start orange pilling your local coffee shop. Let's go. Carlos is right. Carlos is coming over here with some straight knowledge. Otherwise, it's just waiting for Bitcoin to fulfill its promise. I'm leaving my kids a big stack, and I want to enjoy it since it's pushing it. Sorry, and I want to enjoy it since I'm pushing 60s, and I'm from 2013. Yeah, I think at your age, Satwise, I think you're gonna have enough time to enjoy it. Like I don't think it'll take another. Like we're about to hit like one of the most epic bull runs. You know, like typically they say that after the halving, it takes about 12 to 18 months of just like pure pumping, but it doesn't start till like October, right? And we're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close. So what? A couple, 3 or 4 more months for this next bull run, right? And if you've been in Bitcoin since 2013, you're probably doing pretty good. You'll probably be able to reap some of the benefits of your stack. I mean, just look at where we are compared to only 2 years ago. Pretty amazing, actually. We have already forgotten about FTX and all that stuff on all that other FUD. That's true. That's true. Binance, FTX, right? That's pretty wild. So I think even at this stage, I don't think it'll take 100 years for us to have be able to enjoy the benefits of our stack. I think even at 60 sat-wise, you're gonna have ample time to enjoy your stack and leave some of it behind. Have you used that When Moon site? I'm gonna put it in the chat so you have it. You can play around with that too, right? The When Moon site's pretty cool because I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate, but you can kind of figure out what you would do, how much based on how much Bitcoin you currently have and what your desired income in dollars for the rest of your days would be, like when your moon date would be, right? I remember all the celebrities endorsing FTX during the Super Bowl. Yeah, there was an egg on their face. I remember that too. You had like Matt Damon and that football dude. Oh man, even the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? That's wild. That's wild. But slow and steady, you know? Yeah, Brady. That's right. So stat-wise, I apologize, dude, if I offended you. I didn't mean to be ageist in a way. But maybe when I'm 60, I wouldn't be so willing to say that. But right now I am. I'm willing to not. I'm willing to wait a little bit longer for Bitcoin to grow, or Bitcoin to get stronger against the dollar. Andrew Williams says 10 years from now, the Bitcoin ecosystem will be so different. I still have my price and will not compromise. There you go. Yeah. Think about how when we do this little mental experiment all the time here on the show, where we talk about how 10 years ago, BTC Moon Guy, right? BTC Moon Guy has been in it since the beginning, right? So I love when he tunes in, and we get to see it from his perspective, right? And what I like to say is that we'll be the BTC Moon Guy from 10 years from now, right? Because if you think about it, Bitcoin's only 15 years old, right? Going on 16. So in 10 years, we'll be the BTC Moon Guy. What up, Leonard? Round of applause from a live studio audience for Leonard. But yeah, we're getting philosophical, Leonard. We're talking about Bitcoin, all the goodness. 10 years from now, yeah. Let's see if I missed any comments that I should have highlighted here. Carlos, have you been back? Has that lady still continued to accept Bitcoin as payment at your local coffee shop? Because if she is after this, if she was willing to accept Bitcoin payment again after this last dip, she's pretty much good to go, dude. She's survived this like downtrend for a little bit. I just retired too, and I'm older than Satwise. We will have time to enjoy the benefits. I think so. I think you will, Andrew. I somewhat think Bitcoin will progress at a certain rate regardless of what we do. It's like a baby elephant. We want to see it big, but it's going to take a while no matter what. Oh, that's such a good analogy, dude. Is that original, McLovin, or did you hear that somewhere else? I love it, dude. Super good. Round of applause for McLovin. All good. You are speaking awesome truths. Okay, no worries that way. It's cool. All right. I'm glad we're good. But yeah, it's just I see all of the different content, and lately I've been watching a lot of videos on the housing market, right, and how it's like collapsing, and people that bought houses in the past year or so. Think about it. They bought houses at like 7%, right? I laugh, but in a way it's a laugh of like I'm trying to hide the sad feelings I feel because you would have had to have saved your butt off to be able to make a down payment on a house the past year. And the valuation of that house is probably way over, right? Because it's super inflated. On top of that, so you basically gave up your life savings for a down payment on a house with an interest rate of 6 to 7%, with the hope that the inflation would be lowered. With the hope that the interest rate would be lowered 5 times this year, or 7 times this year. They said they're going to lower interest rate 7 times this year. So you gave up your life savings to get in on a house now, because the realtor's always pushing you to get in now before the price goes up. Get in now, get in now. So you gave up your life savings. You're into a house you can't afford. Your interest rate is not coming down as you expected because the interest rate hasn't been lowered, right? By now you were banking on that the interest rate was going to be lowered 5 or 7 times by the end of the year. 5 times. It hasn't been lowered once. So now, on top of that, the value of your home has come down from where you bought it. So now you're underwater on your mortgage, and there's no way to get your down payment back, and you're maybe having to pay what's it called, property tax for the first time, right, or the second time. I think it's every quarter, right? And your insurance rate for your home just went up, right? So now you're in a home you can't afford, and you already gave up your nest egg in the down payment. That sucks, right? And that's not the story of one person. That's the story of a lot of people, right? On top of that, what they're trying to do is they're trying to allow people to take loans against the equity of their home, right? To delay the housing collapse. They're gonna let people take a second mortgage on their home for the amount of equity that their home has. So when they default on it, like that's terrible, right? So now what do you have after that? Bad credit, a repossession on your credit, and no cash on hand for anything. So what does that turn out to be? You got to work harder just to have a place to live, right? So watching those kind of videos, and it's like, damn, that's so sad. And the amount of people that are out there like pushing the same ideas from like maybe 10 years ago would have been a good idea to buy real estate, I guess, or maybe 15 years ago before Bitcoin, right? At this point, everybody should be buying Bitcoin instead of spending their hard-earned life savings on a down payment on a house they can't afford and won't ever be able to afford, right? Anyway, it's a crazy situation that we're in, and we're gonna see a lot of I think we had they call it the GFC, the Great Financial Collapse, the 2008, right? Pretty much the genesis of what pushed Satoshi Nakamoto to even invent Bitcoin was the 2009 quantitative easing, the bailout of the banks, right? Like people forget that Bitcoin was invented a year after the Great Financial Collapse of 2008, when the government decided to print a bunch of money, bail out the banks. And in that process, they devalued everybody's savings and made you poorer. So once Satoshi Nakamoto saw that, they came out with Bitcoin. For what? To shield you from the inflation, to shield you from that government being able to print more paper. So what's happening now? The economy is getting ready to collapse. Especially the real estate sector is getting ready to collapse, right? Everybody's got these loans that they thought they'd be able to refinance in the future, and we are in the future. And in the future, they were expecting 5 interest cuts by now. and they haven't gotten them yet. And I don't think they're even going to get them for the rest of the year. So what's going to happen? Something similar to 2008, where the housing market's going to collapse. It's going to take down banks. Banks are going to start failing, and they're going to start to print money like never before. To use a to use a statement that I hate using, they're going to start printing money like you've never seen in the past. Okay, and you know what's going to happen? You know what you should be in? You should be in Bitcoin, because that's exactly the case, the purpose of Bitcoin. The original genesis of Bitcoin was to keep you from getting debased when the S hits the fan and the government turns on the money printers at full blast. Bitcoin is what's going to help you retain that value. If you're in dollars, your liquidity is going towards propping up the economy. If you're in Bitcoin, then as they print more money, they're going to make you more wealthy. They're going to make your purchasing power go up, right? So even though, yeah, anyway, let's just keep it at that. I'm telling you. I'm depending on that, McLovin. Okay, sorry. Andrew, if in only 2 years from now, things are going to be drastically different. I'm actually pretty excited. Yeah, I believe that too, McLovin. Because they've pushed it out so far. It's difficult. And then you factor in all of the treasury, like all the bonds and stuff that other countries hold, all of the U.S. bonds that other countries hold. Like, go look up the Japanese yen. It's like at 162. $1 buys you 162 yen right now. They were trying to keep it below 160, right? But it's over, and so now Japan has to sell bonds to prop up its currency. But the U.S. doesn't want them to sell bonds because that means that, so what they're doing is they're printing cash and giving it to Japan so that they don't sell their bonds, so they can keep the money at near the 160 range, right? So it is a poop storm happening or about to happen. So again, this is I know, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm not saying all this stuff to get you riled up and scared. I'm just saying that you're doing the right thing by being in Bitcoin, because that's the only thing that they're not gonna be able to inflate away from you. And as stuff gets worse, I'm anticipating when millionaires can't buy Bitcoin because nobody wants to sell, or at least only at very high prices. That's true. Yeah, it's wild, right? That's true. So I don't know. Like, I've even been in the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to figure out what stuff I can stop doing. Like, what stuff I can stop doing so that I can have more time to focus on getting more sats. To focus on creating some kind of value so I can get more satoshis. Because it's only at $61,933 right now. Well, $61,847. Okay. And what even started this whole conversation? The question about how much time you should take to orange pill your friends and family if they don't want to be orange pilled, right? Don't sell your Bitcoin to wealthy people. Bitcoiners are the new elite. There you go. Very nice. So let's bring it back to the original question. Yes, I will orange pill them if they want to be orange pilled, but if they don't ask about it, I'm not even gonna mention it. Yeah, because I've talked to everybody about it already. I hope that they're stacking, right? If they're not stacking at this point, it's on them. Like, sorry, bro. That's when you do the HFSP. At what point do you say HFSP? Have fun staying poor, right? Or the meme where like, see, like, this is the way I see it. My orange pilling goes like this. I'll tell you about it. If I hear you complain about finances, if I hear you complain about prices, if I hear you complain about the economy, inflation, whatever, the cost of things, I will say, hey, that's called inflation. The prices go up when the money supply expands. And anything you have in dollars, it gets debased. And the solution for that is to save in Bitcoin. And I'll say my elevator pitch: saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time, giving yourself a perpetually increasing raise for the hours you've already worked, right? For as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents that value. And then I say, if you want to learn more about it, go check out this video. And I send them the Michael Saylor BTC Prague video. It's one of the best orange pill videos you can find. 30 minutes. I say, look, you're complaining about something that I know the solution for. The solution is Bitcoin. And watch this video for 30 minutes. If you don't want to watch the video for 30 minutes, have fun staying poor. I don't say have fun staying poor, but I say, okay, I try to help. This is what you got to do. Watch this video for 30 minutes. And I'm not going to bother you about it. I'm not going to ask you about it ever again. If you watch that video for 30 minutes and you come back and you're interested in it and you want to ask questions, okay, how do I get into it? I'm ready to help you. I'm ready to help you. But I'm not going to chase you around and try to force feed you the truth. Right? So, there you go. Roman, people actually have to orange pill themselves. We simply help guide them and when they're ready until it's pointless. Yes, exactly, McLovin. So my role there is to provide the information, but it's on them to watch the 30-minute video. And after that, it's on them to say, you know what? This is cool. I think I want to get into it. How do I get into it? Then I come in even stronger because I know that they need it and understand that they need it. And now it's just a matter of me deflecting the random stuff. Don't go to Coinbase because you're gonna get pushed a bunch of other random coins. Don't try to trade Bitcoin because you're gonna lose because you're not a freaking trader. Right? Don't buy Bitcoin and leave it on an exchange because that's not your Bitcoin. Let me show you what soft custody is. Okay, don't buy Bitcoin, take it off of the exchange, and then go deposit it in a different place because they're gonna promise you 10% return on your Bitcoin, and they're gonna rug you like FTX. Okay, so that's where I come in. That's it. I get you the initial orange pill. If you want to take it, take it. If you come back with questions, I fully embrace you, and I will go out of my way to help you set up your wallet, to help you with any questions you might have about custody, about Bitcoin, how it works, any of that stuff, right? But on that, after that, it's up to you. And that's I think that's like a soft orange pill or like a, I don't know. That's kind of my process. That's what my process has been so far, and I think I like that. I think I like this way. McLevin says, Roman, people actually have to. Yep. I like to throw orange pills here and there. Yep, Carlos, that's good too. Totally true. It just annoys people and pushes them further away. It does. I respect that, Andrew. People won't be open to solutions when they're not fully realizing the severity of the problem. That's 100% true, McLovin. So that's why I usually don't orange pill people unless they come and ask me about Bitcoin because I have like the Bitcoin logo on my gym bag or whatever, or I'm wearing the Bitcoin hat. Or if I hear them complaining about work or whatever, or complaining about the economy, or complaining about prices, or complaining about the cost of living, then I see that as an opening because they understand a little bit of the problem. Or they're feeling the problem even though they understand what's causing the problem. They're feeling the problem, right? So then I feel like it's like, okay, well, this person needs it and they are feeling the effects of the problem, so they might be more open to understanding what is causing that. Someone who is on fire is going to be much more interesting in your bucket of water than someone who is on fire. Exactly. That's exactly it, McLovin. It's exactly it. Just call me the Bitcoin fireman. That's very true though. Very true. Hey, hello there, sir. I noticed you're on fire. Would you be interested in this bucket of water? You're crazy. You're crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean gentlemen, I'll see you guys next week for another episode of the Stack Sats Show. We're taking the rest of the week off because we're gonna hang out, do life stuff, and also stack sats. We're gonna continue to stack $20 a day Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'll give you guys an update on Monday. And then hopefully by then we'll be $20 away from our quarter of a Bitcoin for the show. That'll be a momentous occasion. Thanks for tuning in, fellas. Satwise in the house. Andrew, McLovin, Leonard, and Carlos. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate having you guys here all the time. And I'll see you guys next week. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys. Have a good weekend.